Hello Aquarius, how are you doing? Welcome to your Tarot channel where I do readings for you about your month and your career, finance, as well as your current situation. But for today, I'm going to be doing your reading for you about what Aquarius should know in April 2026. All right, let's get the show on the road. Oh, there's already a card popping out. Okay, Two of Pentacles. What else should Aquarius know in April 2026? You're gonna be full of music. I'm just hearing tunes in my mind. Either you're gonna be writing a new song or singing new tunes because you're so excited, ecstatic, and happy. But there's something exciting in your life right now. There's something that's causing you excitement. I can sense that. Okay. What else should Aquarius know in April 2026? What is the message that is coming out? You have the Queen of Pentacles. The Moon. Alrighty then. Okay. So, Aquarius, you have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Hierophant, Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Moon. Interesting energy. That's an interesting set of energy. You have a balance. There's a balance here. I'm seeing the balance of fire and water. I'm seeing deliberate steps, deliberate thought, deliberate actions. Everything about you right now is very deliberate. You're very deliberate with your actions and your thoughts. Of course, you usually always are. This is in a different plane, right? With the Queen of Pentacles energy and the Two of Pentacles energy, it's giving strong deliberation vibes where you're very conscious of what you do, what you say, how you do, what you say you will do. But at the same time, there's just a total balance between fire and water. And which is interesting because you are of the air energy, right? But there's quite a lot of balance here. There's even a balance really with, I'm seeing quite a balance between the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Moon card. There's just quite something that maybe it's reflecting that there's a balance in your life. You're finally getting things into place. It could be that, or it could be that you're finally coming to terms with who you are and who you want to be, finally going for the goals that you've been trying out for years. Maybe you're finally taking the steps that should have taken a couple years ago. I'm sensing here that there were some things that you needed to have dealt with at a certain period in your life that you had to postpone, but now you have the presence of mind to be able to handle dealing with it. And also there's this aspect where what you needed to have dealt with and that now you have the time to handle, you have the right tools in your hands, you have the right methods, you have the right presence of mind to be able to handle it appropriately. Those things, regardless, are also, there's something like this, an accompanying matter at hand that you are dealing with. With the Seven of Swords, I'm saying trickery here. That's what the Seven of Swords is showing, right? There's trickery, right? This is like the trickster card. And it's showing up here to tell you that and I think it's also related to the Moon card where, there's mystery, right? And in the mystery is something where you are also, because the thing that you're dealing with is mysterious, or maybe you do not know where it's coming from or why it's happening. Yes, it can be confusing, but at the same time, even the thing that is occurring in your life is viewing you as a thing of mystery. So it could be somebody that is trying to distort your thoughts, or trying to just be in your way, or just trying to just be trickery, right? Plain and simple, just be trickery, try to deceive you. but they are stunned by you, right? So maybe they've been doing this for a while, and now they encounter you that have the power of fire and water and the balance of hair in your hands, being in control and in charge of all the things that you want, and being very deliberate about the things that you do. So the trickery and their ways of shadiness could not affect you, because it usually affects people that don't know what they're doing, but you know what you're doing. You've got your head screwed on tight. And this is where they're stunned and they're like, oh, this is not business as usual, right? So the mystery card here with the moon card it's a kind of reflection of what the Seven of Swords energy tried to bring out. Try to cause, right? It tried to cause mystery, it tried to cause issues, it tried to cause pain, it tried to cause just, the byproduct of trickery is pain, is delusions, right? And you can try to make you feel like you are delusional or paranoid, right? But you have mastery over mysteries. You have mastery over esoteric and esoteric things, right? And that is where the moon card is showing that they can't get one of you, because you are the master. You are the master of mysteries. You know the things of the night. You know the things that are hidden in the dark, and you reveal them. So this is where the moon is showing, is revealing the things that are hidden, right? So that is why, in essence, what was meant to be a roadblock for you has ended up being a blockbuster. Right? It ended up being like a just busting out everything in the open, kind of like in some sense a Pandora's box, but imagine the Pandora's box having goodies in there, right? So, but the person that held on to the Pandora's box really felt that what they had in the Pandora's box, maybe they had not opened it before, and they felt like once it's open it will bring heals and dangers to you, right? So they presented the Pandora box to you as the Greek gift. I don't know why I'm using Greek analogy, but you get it. So they brought out the Pandora box to you as a present, and it was meant to be the Greek gift. It was meant to be a deceiving thing. It was meant to be something other than what it was presented at. It was meant to bring troubles, sorrows to you, right? Where you have to go sorrows prayers, right? But that wasn't what happened, because you have mastery. You are the god of your domain. You are the owner of your domain. You have power and authority over everything that you touch and everything that you do and everywhere that you're at. So when they brought this Pandora box, unbeknownst to them, it was a box of goodies, right? Or maybe in the process of handing it over to you, maybe maybe the box actually even had heal wheel, maybe it really had dangers, maybe it really had bad things in there. But at the exchange period where it left their hands and was handed over to you, with the Queen of Pentacles energy, right, showing up for you, it's once you took hold of the box, once you took hold of this thing that was presented to you, it turned into good for you. It flipped on them, right? Flipped the switch on them. And by the time you opened the box, goodies came out, good luck came out, just massive blessings, just really good things came out for you. The opposite of what they intended for you got into your hands, and you were just and are just enjoying yourself, right? And this is where they got confused, and this is where you became a person of mystery to them. So it's basically what the trap that they had set for you ended up entrapping them, and you are released, and you were never even in a trap in the first place. You just used that as like an elevation, like a step forward, upward into better things. So that's what the Seven of Swords and the Moon card just that's the story between why they're showing up here for you, Aquarius. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, of course, where it's like the balance is in your hand, the world is in the palm of your hand, you're in control. And I think basically this is what all the card has shown you being in balance, you being in control, you being able to flip the switch and get everything to work for you rather than to be against you. And you're able to do this because you have hidden knowledge. You have hidden knowledge with the Hierophant energy here that is corresponding with the moon card. You have hidden knowledge, and the hidden knowledge comes from you seeking out things, you seeking out people that know more than you and asking them for guidance and asking them for getting inspiration from them, because you just know who to ask, when to ask, and what to ask, right? So you do not trust easily, but you know who to trust. That there's a very distinct difference between trusting blindly and trusting people and not trusting at all, because in essence, humans are not solitary. We need to move with people, we need to commune with people, we need to be in a community to grow, right? And basically, this is where if there's a lack of trust, it kind of hinders a person. But if there's too much trust, it can also be very dangerous. So you are in the middle of it all, where you know who to trust, but you do not give your trust out easily. So even when you go to people, you're very mindful of who you tell things and who you seek advice from and what you do. And also, you've been very, very deliberate is the word that comes to mind still, about where you go, what you do, and how you seek hidden knowledge, spiritual knowledge. I'm seeing here with the Hierophant energy. And that spiritual knowledge has opened your eyes to be able to see the mysteries and reveal the hidden meanings to things, right? So let's see what the Oracle deck has to say about your April 2026 Aquarius. Let's see, what should Aquarius know about this current April. You're going to feel light. I just feel very light. So there's something light here. Okay, you have the bridge showing up for you. The bridge, that's an interesting one. And it says, what transition are you experiencing? What must you leave behind? And what awaits on the other side? I'm going to ask get clarity on what this bridge card really means, because transition of what? What is this bridge about for Aquarius? What is this bridge about? Give me clarity on what the bridge is about and how it relates to Aquarius, particularly in April 2026. Let's see. That's 2 cards. Oh, wow. 2 major arcana cards. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. The Tower and the Fool. Okay, okie dokie. The Tower and the Fool card, talking about new beginnings, because the Fool card is new beginning. It's new beginning, right? And the Tower card is also new beginning, because the Tower card is a breakdown in things that don't work out to bring about things that are working. And then you have the Fool card, which is stepping into a new adventure, beginning something afresh, and just maybe taking a new outlook in life. So this clarifies the bridge card, where it asks, what transition are you experiencing? What must you leave behind? And what awaits on the other side? Ooh. So the transition that you're experiencing is change, right? The transition that you're experiencing, Aquarius, is change. You're getting change. Let me place this card in a place where you can see it. That's it. Tautology. Let me place this card in a place. Okay. Interesting. All right. But you get my drift. You get my drift. Okay. So now the transition that you're experiencing is change. And change is inevitable, right? But the change that you are having, or that you will have this April, is a good one. It's a very good one. It's something that will bring about renewal. So you remember when I told you that there was something that was handed to you to try to break you, to try to shake you, but it ended up being for good and you got the best results? Yes, that is what the Tower and the Fool cards is saying, really. That's what the Tower and the Fool card is really saying to you. And the thing that was handed to you to break you brought about good change. And that's where the Tower card just comes in, where maybe upheavals, maybe a change in perspective, not something that you're used to, maybe a change in place, maybe a change in people, maybe a change in ideals, maybe a change in ideas, right? But this breakdown of what you knew, or the things that you trusted, or the maybe even the change that you felt or you anticipated was going to happen did not happen in the way that you expected it to. That is the world helping you out. That is that's the transition that helped you leave behind what wasn't working to get to the new beginnings on the other side, which is with the Fool card, right? And this Fool card, it just gives you the go ahead to do the new thing to without fear, right? And the Fool card is new beginnings, but exciting new beginnings where you know that you will succeed, where you know that whatever you lay your hands upon, whatever you decide to create will be successful, right? Because the Tower card can be very brutal. The Tower card can be very, everything could come to a head, right? And everything upside down on its head. And you're trying to understand where the beginning is from the end, just confusion and chaos and being the worse for wear, but being alive regardless, right? That's what the Tower card is like. But with the Fool card here, the Fool card is change that is exciting, change that is good, change that is bringing forward movement, change that is bringing about fruitfulness, right? Because you can look at the Tower card as a house that is deconstructed, like a house that is broken down. That's what the Tower card really represents. Just imagine it like, what's the word? For those of you that are into construction or into building and raising houses, maybe you can tell me in the comments what the particular word I'm trying to say here is. But imagine a house that has been built that needs to be, I don't know why the word escapes my mind at the moment, it needs to be broken down. Let me just use that phrase, right? Just so imagine a structure that is already erect and needing to be broken down. And then you have the bulldozers, you have all of that breaking down every single part of the house until it goes to rubble, right? That is what the Tower is. That is what the Tower card represents, right? And for someone that has built a house to a certain degree or to a certain level, seeing it level down, seeing it leveled to the ground can be devastating, especially if that is the only house you own or that is the only place that has been like home to you, or that's the only thing that you've relied on that sustained you. It can be quite devastating and disheartening to see one's hard work go down the drain in this regard, right? Concerning house structure being broken down. But the Fool card, what I can use to explain how the Fool card is someone starting school for the first time, a child going to school, going to learn for the first time. So maybe was born, lived to being 1 year, 2 years old, 3 years old, and finally goes to school for the first and their first day at school. It can be scary, it can be overwhelming. The child might cry and the child might be excited. You can never predict how the child will feel about the situation. But the ultimate thing there is that the child has begun to experience a new thing that will help them be better for the rest of their life, because learning how to read and write will stick with them and they'll be able to read and write wherever they go. And it will help expand and broaden their knowledge. And that is where they will form their own identity, right? Going to school and mixing with people and talking with other kids their age, and also interacting with adults, supervisors that take them through the motion of homeworks and assignments and classworks and all of that. And all of that thing, it's basically a new adventure. Every day brings in something new. Every day brings in a new experience, but it's a good thing, right? Unlike the Tower card where things are lost. Although a house can still be built on the land where the former house was destroyed, but a destruction happened. Do you get the difference? Okay, so that's what it is. So now with the Bridge card being clarified with the Tower card and the Fool card, you're being told here, Aquarius, that what was chaotic, the change that was chaotic has brought about a new fresh beginning for you to move on. So if you have plans to create something, if you have plans to do something differently or to do things differently, you have to go ahead and the stamp of approval that it will work with the Fool card showing up for you. And this is major arcana cards. So congratulations, you're doing such a good job of really enjoying your life and living well and just would I say coping? No, coping is not the word. Just handling. Yes, handling. Handling is a better word to describe you and how you address matters that you experience. So you're doing a great job of handling things. Okay, let's see what else the Oracle deck has to say about Aquarius in April 2026. These cards feel so light in my hands for some reason today. I'm wondering if it's the same amount of cards, but it is. It is. I know it is, but it just feels lighter. And also, I think it's your energy that is corresponding here, where maybe there's something that felt heavy before, but now you feel light, weight off your shoulders, Aquarius. So let's see what the Oracle deck has to say about that. The river crossing. This is still about transition. My goodness. What transition are you making? How can you trust the journey even if the destination is unclear? I think we've already spoken at length about this, right? With the Tower and the Fool card, for you, but it's a strong presence here. The transition thing is a strong presence for you, right, Aquarius? Let's see what else. Let's see what else the Oracle deck has to say about you, Aquarius. Is there like a message that spirits want you to know, your spirit guards, your ancestors want you to know? Aquarius, is there a message for Aquarius particular to maybe a nagging situation in April 2026? What's the way forward? Let's ask. Okay, because transition, right? Transition means that you're moving forward, right? And it's telling you to leave things behind and look forward to what's on the other side, and it's also telling you to trust the journey. So I think the question to ask is, what is on the other side? What is on the other side of this transition? Spirits, guards, ancestors, let us know what's on the other side of the transition for Aquarius. The invisible cloak. Are you hiding from something or someone? What would happen if you allow yourself to be fully seen? Okay, I think it's a mystery what is on the other side. Why so mysterious? Let's get clarity. What's on the other side of the transition for Aquarius? And how best can they go? The star. Ooh, the star. I look at this as my success card, the hope card. Like anytime I see the star, I just know that something really amazing is happening. So for you on the other side, you have such great major arcana cards that have popped out for you. My goodness. Wow. Because first the moon, then the Hierophant, then the Tower, then the Fool, and now the star. Ooh, Aquarius, I like your reading. I like these cards that have popped out for you. So what you have on the other side of the transition is success. What you have on the other side of the transition is bliss. What you have on the other side of the transition is gracious happiness. What you have on the other side of the star is renewal. The star card really signifies that you have gone through some shit. Case in point, the Tower card and the river crossing card from the Oracle deck. Right, it signifies, the star card signifies that you've gone through some shit, but you're coming out of it. You have come out of it actually, and now you have such excellent things happening to you, and that's what the Fool card. So this new beginning with the Fool is success with the star. That's what it is. That's what's on the other side of the transition, and you have made the crossing. You maybe had to bring in your wind energy and maybe you were even the one that encouraged the chaos to happen so that you can get out of the shit that you were in, right? And now you've done that, and now it's successful, and now the mystery is revealed to you, and now you know what to do, you know the steps to take. And finally, you're enjoying your success. You're finally in a place where you can relax. You're finally in a place where the blessings are overflowing. You're finally in a place where, oh my goodness, everything good is for you, with you, and you're free and successful. This has been your reading, Aquarius, for April 2026. I'm glad to have been able to do the reading for you. It's such a good reading. The cards are beautiful. The cards tell such a beautiful story about you in episode 26. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate every views that I get. I'm glad to be able to speak to you about this and to be able to give you clarity for where you might need some. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.